Berlin, this is not your regular banana cake. This is a rich chocolate loaded banana cake that stays soft for days. And I'm about to show you the exact method most people get wrong because if your banana cake has ever come out dry or flat, you're missing this one step. Hi, I'm Feintola and welcome to Feintola Bukoyi where we make simple recipe feel special. If you love easy baking ideas that actually turns out perfect, you're in the right place. So for this, we are making use of 5 pieces of banana. The softer, the better. That is where the sweetness is. So here you can see we'll mash our banana once we are done peeling. Next, we are going to be making use of 3 pieces of egg. Yes. Now my measurement cup is I'm using half cup, but the ingredient I'm going to be making use of is 1 whole cup. So I'll be using twice of the cup. I'll be making use of the cup twice, which will give us 1 cup exactly. So here's my third egg. And the next thing we're going to be adding 1 cup of groundnut oil or melted butter. Yes. So I said it earlier, twice 2 of this cup makes 1 full cup. Then the next thing I'm going to be adding is my sugar. 1 cup of sugar. That's half cup. Another half cup. So that's 1 cup of sugar. If this is your first time of coming to my channel, kindly make sure you like, share, and hit the subscribe button. Then the next thing we're going to be adding is flavor, vanilla flavor, 2 tablespoons of vanilla flavor. Then we are going to be adding 1 teaspoon of chocolate flavor. Then whisk. Whisk well, mix it well. Mix, 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 mix. Once we are done mixing, then we get our dry ingredients in a separate place. So here, this is my first cup of flour. We're going to be making use of 3 cups of flour. Here's the third cup. So that makes it 3 cups of flour. Then the next thing we're going to be adding is our baking powder. You're making use of 1 tablespoon full of baking powder. So here's our baking powder, 1 tablespoonful of baking powder. Next, our baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Then we also had 1 teaspoon of salt. Here we are adding 1 teaspoon of milk flavor too. Then we're going to be adding 1 sachet of milk. Then we're going to be adding another main ingredient, which is our cocoa powder. Yes, 3 spoon of cocoa powder, 3 tablespoon of cocoa powder. Then we'll mix or stir. So this is where we go to the next stage, which is adding our dry ingredients to our wet ingredients. We sift in our flour or dry ingredients. We sift in our dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. We grease our pan and prep the pan. Then we mix to get our batter. We start by making a well in the middle. Then we add our mashed banana in. Make sure it's at this right consistency. Then we'll mix and stir. Mix well. You don't mix too hard. Yes, just make sure you mix well. You mix everything. If you're serious about baking soft, rich cakes every single time, this is your sign to save this recipe. And if you want more recipe that actually bang, follow me and subscribe. Voila, we're done. So we pour our butter inside the pan. Kindly make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. So we garnish it with what we want, which is chocolate biscuits. You can get Oreos, you can get anyone you want. So I garnished it with biscuits, and I also added coconut toppings. So you can see our batter is ready to be put in the oven. So we're going to bake this for 40 minutes. Yes, right in. And this is after 40 minutes. Yes, I added chocolate chips. Mm-hmm. Trust me, this tastes so good, so delicious, incredibly tasty. And we're done. Let me know in the comment section if you're going to be trying out this chocolate banana cake. Thank you. Thanks for watching. I love you all. See you in the next video.